Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. So today I just wanted to share with you some exercises that we can use using the foam roller. And what we're going to go over today is really some massage and body release exercises that we can do. So you can almost, depending on how firm your foam roller is, so you can get some foam rollers that are softer, some that are firmer. You can get like a rumble roller that has little bumps on it as well, which is deeper again. And they can be like a deep tissue. And what we're doing is we're just working through the fascia and the tissue to help release the tension around those areas so then our muscles can function better. So using a foam roller at the beginning before a workout is a really good way to release that fascia and those tissues, depending on how long you roll for really. But that will then allow the body to switch on better throughout your workout. So let's start with the legs. We're going to come down. Roller comes to the tops of the thighs. Down on your elbows. Now I'm pregnant, so I might modify a little bit, but otherwise we want to lift up how the shoulders hug up through your center, so it's a little bit of core work, feet are hip width and parallel, and we're just going to roll from the thighs down to the knees. And we just want to breathe as we do this. And just making sure to go really slowly. The faster we go, the less benefit we get. The slower we go, we can slowly break down and work through those layers so that we get more out of the roll. And yes, the slower you go and the longer you roll for, the more you feel it. But once you've done this for a few times a week, over a few weeks, you'll find that it just gets easier and easier. But you've got to be consistent with it. Okay, as soon as you miss a few weeks, it's like you're back at the start again. And then turn your thighs out. So turn your toes, knees out to the side so you're rolling on the inner thighs a little bit more. Continue to breathe. Good little mobility exercise for the shoulders as well, so stay lifted up out of the shoulders. A little bit of core work. So we're aiming to do about 5 or 6 of these, maybe even more, but at least 5 to 6. And then we're going to turn the thighs internally, so like a medial rotation where your knees, toes face in toward each other. And then same thing, just slowly rolling. So as we medially rotate the thigh, we get onto more of those bigger muscle groups around the rectus femoris, so you'll likely feel internal rotation a little bit more. And if you're doing this for the first time, yeah, it's usually pretty intense. As you do it more and more, it does become easier and more enjoyable. I feel it, but I enjoy it. Okay, and then we turn onto the side. So we're going to do the ITBs. So straighten the back bottom leg, bend the top knee. On your elbow, lift up out of your shoulder, hug the sideways. We're rolling down to the knee and back up to the hip. Now this is the easier option. Take a bit of weight off it. These ones can be quite intense, especially if you've never done it before. Otherwise you can stack your legs. Okay, if you want a little bit more again, you bend your bottom knee. Now I've got a black roller, so this one is quite firm. The blue ones tend to be more medium. The white ones are softer again. Now what's really good with the ITB is as you release the ITB, so the side of the leg here, the ITB is connected to your hips, down to your knee and into your lower back. So it's a really good way to release tension through the back, and it's a great way to get your hips and your knees to function correctly. So a lot of people who have some knee niggles or injuries probably need to release their ITBs. Now instead of just going up and down, we also want to rock forward and back. That's really important. So that whole fascia runs along the side of the leg, not just in one straight line. So it's important that we're rolling forward and back over that fascia as well. You'll probably feel that a little bit more. I am. And trying to always make your way down to the knee. Maybe if you're doing this for the first time, you need to do it in stages. Just gradually work your way into it. Okay, and then of course we want to do the same on the other side. So remembering your options, you can straighten the bottom leg. Have your top knee bent with the foot on the ground. Just take a bit of weight off it to make it a little easier. Those who want to challenge a little more, stack those legs. And those who want to challenge a little more, bend your bottom knee. Now remember, the slower the better. Keep lifting up out of the shoulders, keep gently hugging the side waist. Don't forget to breathe. Really good for the blood circulation here, which is important for our legs, especially when we're using them a lot of the day. When our blood's circulating better through the body, our body's functioning better. And remembering, not just going up and down, but rocking forward and back as well. You might find some spots that are more tender than others, so try to get into those a little more. And we're really aiming to try and spend at least a minute on each side. Longer is better. If you like to go running or cycling, this is a really good exercise to do after. Okay, so we've done fronts of thighs, outer thighs. We're going to do the inner thighs more, so we're going to roll out the adductors. So what you want to do is take your roller on a slight diagonal away from you. The edge is in the corner of your mat. Now I'm going to take my inner thigh on that side right to the corner of the roller. I turn that leg out a little. I come down, and then I'm rolling on the inside of that thigh. So once again, trying to go down toward the knee, back up the inner thigh, and just finding where your spots are there, just nice and slowly to begin. If you find a spot, you can kind of hold it there and rock forward and back. I've found a spot. And rolling is really just about listening to your body and finding where you need it and releasing into those particular areas. Yeah, my adductors need some love. Once again, trying to spend about a minute or a little bit longer on each side. And then obviously to do the other side, we're just going to swing that over. This inner thigh is going to go on the inside of the roller there on the edge. So make sure you are on the edge, you just can move through it better. I turn that thigh out. Keep that thigh turned out then as you roll. And just nice and slowly up and down first, just get a feel for it. Find your spots. And if you find a spot, you can rock back and forward into it. It's nice to know what exercises or what techniques you can do at home to give yourself a little bit of self-massage. Can't always get to the massage studio, so a foam roller is a really good way to do so. Or you can even get like a massage ball. They're great as well for some self-massage. And so once again, about a minute on that side. Okay. And that's legs. So I'm also going to show you a nice little upper body release. We're going to start with the lats on the side. So basically you take the roller down underneath your armpit, Bend up through both knees, take the hands behind the head, and then just gently rock back and forward. So here we're releasing along the lats and the subscaps down toward the serratus. And as these get really tight, they start to put a lot of pressure on our shoulders and our neck. So by releasing these, it just allows our shoulders to function better and our neck to stay relaxed. And then just gradually moving the roller down. Just finding once again your spots there. So maybe feels more, so we've got lots of pressure points underneath the armpit, so it might feel more sensitive up there, but it can get quite tight as we come down to the ribs as well. Just continue to breathe. Yeah, and I'm definitely more sensitive up under the armpit, getting into those spots there. Now, you can make it easy by keeping your elbow on the ground, otherwise take the elbow off. Really roll into those spots. Okay, then once you're done one side, once again, just spending about a minute on each side. Other side. Bending up through both knees. You can kind of roll up and down, you do a bit of a lateral shift. A lot of people find that quite tricky, so that's why I just like to start at the top, hold it there, and just rock forward and back into it. We get more from it anyway. Remember, if you want more, lift the bottom elbow off. To make it easier, keep the elbow on the ground. Once again, just finding your spots. If you find a spot that's quite bad, you can just hold it there and just try to relax. Breathe into it, put all your weight into it, and then you should find it will start to let go. Move it down a bit, work your way down slowly. Just allowing the movement to be quite organic. Just moving where it feels best for you. Once again, spending about a minute there. Maybe a bit longer if you need it. Got a spot there. And then we're just going to take that to the middle of the back of the, below your shoulder blades, hands behind the head, lift your hips up and just roll from the shoulder blades along the shoulder blades, just down toward the mid ribs and back. Just giving back a nice little massage out. Try to get right to the top of the shoulders. And you'll find as you just go further down toward the hips, you'll need to connect your core a bit more, hence why I'm not going too far because I'm pregnant. But you can go further. Once again, just finding your spots. It's a nice little release. And you can hold it there and just gently rock from side to side. And start at the top of the shoulder blades, work your way down. Find your spots again. I could seriously spend hours just massaging out using the roller. Oh, wonderful. Well, there is more to share, but they're the main ones I'm going to share with you today. Hope you're feeling a little bit looser and nice and rolled out. And you can get into a workout now. Thanks, guys.